What's going on, guys? John here, and I am here with one of my hardest working clients in my program right now, Joseph Aguilar. Is I pronounced that right? Right, Aguilar?
Yeah.
Great. So Joseph has been working with me since the beginning of the year. He joined in my program during a promotion I was hosting, where I had a scholarship offer for people that wanted to make a transformation and wanted to take action on their goals at the start of the new year. So I held the scholarship. I did a little interview with Joseph. We did a little call. I kind of assessed his goals, assessed his mindset, and see what his intentions are with his transformation. And I thought he was a great fit for my program. Fast track 3 months forward, we made some solid progress. He's transformed his body significantly, dropped a lot of body fat. And now today, I have him on the call to share his story. So, first off, welcome, Joseph. It's nice having you here, and I'm excited to get into this. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I guess maybe we'll just start with this question. I know that you've already been training prior to joining my program, and you're already on a certain phase with losing fat. So I guess my first question is, what was one of the main struggles that you had prior to joining my program?
Prior to joining your program, I'd say man, it goes way back to when I was a young kid. When I first tried losing weight, I straight up thought, okay, man, I want to lose weight. I don't care about anything else. I just want to feel skinny. So I just thought, all right, let's just try intermittent fasting. I heard it works. Let's eat once a day. And so what I did was I just search up, I'd go on Google, YouTube, fastest way to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I would just basically, for months, it worked. Results are results. You'll lose weight if you're not eating, right? But at the same time, my mindset as a young kid is, oh my God, like I'm getting skinnier, I'm getting skinnier. But when I lost that weight, I thought, okay, now what's the gym? Like the only thing I knew of the gym was that being a chubby kid, you know, get on the treadmill. That's what your parents will tell you. Get on the treadmill. That's the
Yeah.
best way to lose weight, right? So doing so, when I tried understanding what lifting weights was, of course, I was familiar with the bench press and all that stuff, but it didn't take until maybe a few years later that I actually took my journey seriously. And the main struggles I had was just understanding how the body works and understanding what it is that I really need to uh, keep my life in check, not struggling, not maintaining plateaus and
Mm.
understanding how I can love myself for who I am.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's bodies are different, and this journey, this process is about learning your body. And I think that's why having a coach to overlook certain things about your progress, any kind of plateaus that you might be experiencing to help navigate through that and overcome that is important. And having an expert to overlook that to kind of give you like a third eye, right? So that's definitely a smart choice and understandable why you joined this program, right? So I guess why did you decide to join my program specifically over any other program?
Well, right off the bat, I knew that there were other people out there, but when I first joined Good Life Fitness, one of your guys who work with you,
Yeah,
Henry Vu,
right.
he was right off the bat when I first started working at the gym. He was right off like one of the guys who I thought was like the coolest guy ever. Why? He was so nice, so just he was the kind of guy you can come up to and just ask anything. He gave that kind of vibe that like, hey, this is who I am. If you need help, come up to me. And when he introduced me to you, uh, well, naturally that's how I found your page, and from there on, I just kind of thought, dang, if this is who this guy's working with, maybe I'll check this guy out too. And yeah, I just got really attracted to the way you promoted your advice and your ideas, and I thought, hey, you know what, this is the kind of guy that I want to. This is the kind of guy that I kind of could see myself trusting and working with. And coincidentally, when you had the promotion going on for the scholarship fund, I knew, I said, this is it. This is it. I got to do it. I got to
Mm.
take the shot. And so,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
awesome, man. And I love the kind of take initiative attitude. You know, like people who seize opportunities like that when they see it and go after it are the ones that get ahead, right? Whereas if you're just kind of walking around in circles, staying comfortable doing the thing that you normally do, then you're just kind of most likely stay stagnant and not take it to the next level. So I guess what made the process of my program so effective with your fitness progress?
Man, I would say, well, right off the bat, the one thing I really always struggled with was my ego. Like the mentality of even entering your program. I'm not even gonna lie. At the beginning, I felt a little bit insecure because, I've always been the kind of guy to say, I can do it myself. I don't need help. You know, I, I can create my own program. I'll know what to do. And, I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And unfortunately, that's going to lead you down a bad path. People don't realize that, but saying I'll putting it off and just saying I'll do this later, I'll do that later. I got this. Joining your program and learning the ways of actually how to periodize your body properly and
Yes.
doing exercises properly and taking the proper protocols.
Right.
That was the one thing that actually I needed, as well as accountability. Those two things, one things that I've learned from you and taking on your program, it's made me feel a lot more less stressed in terms of if I'm doing things right. And now I have a tool for my future to be able to, not worry so much having to hold someone's hand. Now I can trust myself a little bit more in terms of keeping myself accountable.
Yeah, I mean, based on the journey so far, I mean, I was there to support you, answer your questions. You had a lot of questions at the beginning, but I feel like now that we've gone through this a few months, you're kind of caught up to speed with everything that we do. And not only are you getting the results, but now you're applying it on your own. And that's why I feel confident that by the time you leave this program, you're going to be well equipped to continue on that journey yourself. And that thing you said about ego, like I think everyone had an ego when they started lifting, right? I had an ego probably for the first 5 years of lifting until I experienced a big injury, which made me reassess what I was doing inside the gym and refocus on doing the proper way to approach my workouts and my recovery, especially. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. So I guess as a result of implementing this program, what was, I guess, the overall outcome?
The outcome, I would say, just man, it's not even the results. Honestly, it like the results are 10 to like 15% of it. Seeing myself in the mirror and just looking at the body, that was dope. Like that was the coolest thing ever. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I struggled. And I'm 21 years old. And when I was about 16 to before your program, I honestly never, if you asked me prior, I would have never ever told myself I would look like the way I did with your program. I would have never seen that. So when I took my own steps to try to get to the physique that I have now, I knew it was going to be a long process because I thought, better safe than sorry. I'll take my time. But it was the journey, man. It was the journey to answer the question. It was the journey, learning and understanding my body and understanding what it can really do during the toughest times mentally are the times that you really don't forget. So
Yeah.
that's
I saw the determination in your eyes, and you told me that there are days you were lacking energy, and things like that are certain tests that you put yourself through in order for you to persevere and get through the hard stuff, right? And when you're able to get through the hard stuff, that's when any other challenges that come your way are not as challenging. So you're going to be able to endure those moments and be able to persevere a lot more, especially in the last 3 months. Like you said, those results are ridiculous. Like the conditioning that I noticed from the start to now, it's a crazy change. And maybe I'll post a picture here somewhere for you, for the audience to see. But it was a great transformation. And as you said, it's not just about the physical results, but the journey itself. So on that note, like how has that journey changed your life, after achieving these results?
Oh man, right off the bat, that first journey that we took together, coming to the first half of my transformation, honestly, the feeling of the biggest feeling when it comes to cutting in general, it's more of a mental than physical struggle. Being at the gym was only about like 10% of it, honestly. I never realized that when I watched a lot of bodybuilders say, like, the gym is one thing, but your diet is another. I always thought, okay. But when we actually started this, going
Mhm.
to the gym, that's when most of my day in my head was the most productive because I felt like time was going by. But when it came to getting home or just going out, I felt personally that time was going a little bit slower just because all that was on my mind was food, right? Just because that was the one thing that I would always focus on. And so just having to endure that feeling, that's something that is not traumatizing, but it's like if I can get through that, yeah, I definitely know I'll be able to get through way more tough things in my life in terms of my dieting.
Yeah, man. So do you feel like going through the challenging moments, feeling tired, it helped you kind of elevate your mindset and
Oh,
your mental fortitude?
oh, 100%. I feel I like the fact that, for example, I remember having to do, let's just say, not a specific number, but a lot more cardio compared to now having to do less cardio. It's kind of like, even it's crazy how it's nothing's ever enough for us. I'll understand that to this day. Nothing is ever enough. For example, now you've tapered off my cardio a little bit to do a little bit less every day.
Mm.
And even then, when I look at the number of how long I still got to do my cardio, even though it's so low compared to before when I was cutting, it's like, dude, it's like you can like your standards, like you can do a lot more than you really think you can. It's
Yep.
crazy how much I was actually pushing past my limits. And I didn't realize that until you started upping my food. And I was like, whoa, I really was pushing. I was really pushing it. So
Yeah.
that alone is to motivate the discipline that's built inside of me and motivation that gets me going through the hard times.
For sure, man. Like just from my observation on the outside perspective,
Yeah.
looking at the perseverance that you had behind it and the discipline, like you said, because you didn't during the time that you were going through that tough phase of getting your body fat percentage down to like 8 to 9%, which is I feel like where it's at right now. That's tough. That's hard. Not it's not easy, but to get those results, like does require discipline. And during that time you were doing it, it almost seemed like it was just innate, right? It was already built in you. And then once I started to bump up the food and ease off the cardio a bit, now you realize, wow, I actually really kind of pushed myself pretty hard there. So yeah, it's kind of built in you. But I think going through this process, you learn that about yourself. You learn that it takes discipline to take it to that level, right? And that's something that I think every fitness journey can help people do. I feel like, yeah, moving forward, as you said, any obstacles that comes along your way, it's going to be not as challenging, and you're going to have the mindset to push through it, right? So, yeah, man, that's awesome, and I feel like we're just halfway through the journey right now. We still got a few more months to go and to get even better results. So I guess on this note here, like, is there anything you'd like to add in case there's someone out there that wants to achieve the same accomplishments that you have?
Yeah. Right off the bat, I would say to any person out there who truthfully wants to get results, listen to your gut. Listen to your gut and don't be afraid to reach out for help. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Seriously. Don't feel like, you can do it yourself. It's okay to ask people. It's okay to say, hey, I have a question. Hey, I have another question. Just be who you want to be, and don't let those haters get you down, man. Don't let people think that, hey, don't let people get in your ear. Don't let people say that, you can't do one thing because of this. Once you let that happen, it'll consume you. You got to distance yourself and you got to really ask yourself, is this worth it? And doing so with your program, I don't regret it one bit. I'm proud of myself and I want that same feeling for everybody in this world.
I love that, man. And I'm super proud of the work that we've been putting in so far. And very happy to have you in my program and privileged, honored to guide you through this journey. So I think that's enough for us to share here with your story. It was great having you on here. Is there any closing remarks that you'd like to leave the people before we end end the interview today?
Man, if you're considering this guy's program, um, cons- keep doing so, man. This is worth it. This is worth it. If you want someone who's experienced and you want somebody who actually knows their stuff, just follow his pace to start off, and from there make your choice. But again, this is worth the investment.
Love that. And it's an investment towards you, right? And at the beginning of the year here, if you didn't take action, who knows where you'd be today, right? But the fact that you took action, the fact that you saw an opportunity, you seized it, and you executed. Look at where you're at now, right? So only the sky's the limit, man. You're still young. You still got a bright future ahead of you. So I'm excited to see what kind of work and progress that we can develop with each other and that you can develop for yourself in the near future. So let's keep working. I'm excited, and we're going to keep crushing it.
Awesome.
All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed that, got some good insight from that, and hope you guys learned a thing or two, maybe got inspired or motivated. I'll be doing more of these in the future with more of my future star clients. So please stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.